Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Informal Program, live from coast to coast across America, a show that has more minutes than Iowa has scored points in 9 of their games this season.
Live from a city in Southern California, this is the Informal Program, Quality Radio. Here's your host, Daniel West.
Big news before we get started. I'm Daniel West, by the way. This is the Informal Program. For those of you new to the program, just joining us and wondering what is happening, we're asking the same thing every week. That's what we ask. A little louder on the sound bites, John. John Beanie, engineer. A little louder would be nice, John. Thank you. There we go. Hopefully you heard one of those. John Beanie, audio engineer of the show. Occasionally when he does play the audio. Dave Rogers, the producer, is in the other room, thankfully not speaking. Sound bites like that play occasionally when we make jokes, or try to. Before we get started, two very important things. Okay, well, never mind. Excuse me for a moment. This is the mailbox, delivering the mail with a very long intro. I don't know why the intro is so long. It's been like 5 years of the show. We still haven't figured it out. Still not done yet.
We have a letter.
There it is. Courtesy of the News Snail, our old friend the News Snail. Hang on for a minute. Thank you. All right. This is what I was actually going to talk about. I don't know why you had to give it to me. There has been an extraordinary meeting of the Word Assessing Committee. What? The Word Assessing Committee has issued the following recommendations and test subjects. Item number 1, test rule to be in effect for the duration of today's show and next week's show. The words of the week will be reduced from 10 to 7 in the essence of time. What? We have noticed that you have had issues struggling to make it through the entire list of words, so we have shortened it.
Yes.
At the behest of our committee. All right, the executive committee has made that decision. Let's see the second. Also, addendum to be effective immediately. Words of the week that are simply names can no longer be words of the week.
What a shame.
They must be something related to said subject, except in extraordinary cases. So I think what I understand from this, A, we have 7 words of the week because I really was struggling to get through them all.
Yes.
Yes, we have that. And also, more importantly, words of the week can no longer be names because I think the words of the week were just turning into Bob, Richard, whoever the players were. So,
yes.
So now the words of the week committee will get together and do that. So now, with that being said, now that they have met an extraordinary meeting of the committee, that's a big deal. You don't hear about extraordinary meetings very often. All right. So with that being said, it is time to count down the top 7 words of the week this week. This is an experimental measure by the committee, in essence, of making the show go faster. The words of the week were chosen by the committee in a hotel room somewhere in the Los Angeles area. They got together, looked at the week in sports, and delivered the top 7 words of the week. I will now read them out to you. Easy for me to say. In reverse order, starting with number 7, going to number 1. That will be our word of the week. This is a review of the week in sports, according to the Word Assessing Committee, who has gotten together again to give me the top 7 words of the week, the top 7 stories of the week, broken down. At number 7 is the word how. Now, you may be asking yourself, why is how number 7? Well, when I say what I'm about to say, you will be saying the word of the week. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 6-3.
What?
Yes, you heard that correctly. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 6-3.
What?
Currently occupying a playoff spot.
What?
Currently still alive in the AFC North.
What?
And most shocking of all, they have been outgained yardage-wise in every game this season.
Talk about shocking.
And I did mention they are 6-3. The proper response to this information is how. The second response is naming the Coach of the Year award after Mike Tomlin. I'm not the first guy to come up with that idea, but it should be done, or he should be arrested for using clear sorcery. I don't know which one. This team has no business being 6-3. With all due respect to the Steelers, they are chanting openly in the stadium to fire their offensive coordinator, and yet the team, while being outgained, is 6-3. Well, Iowa has the same color, so maybe it's just, incompetence runs in that scheme.
What?
Okay. We're going to move on because he gave a joke that was an okay joke, and then he hit the wrong imaging. Coming in at number 6 is the word awards. Ladies and gentlemen, Major League Baseball is still something that we pay attention to here on the Informal program, and that is why number 6 is the word awards, as in Major League Baseball awards. The Cy Young in the American League went to Garrett Cole of the New York Yankees. Congratulations to Garrett Cole. I assume we are not ready with congratulatory sound effects because this is the Informal program. John Bean is the engineer, and we rarely have congratulations ready. Oh, wow, that's an upset. In the National League, it went to Blake Snell of the San Diego Padres.
Congratulations.
He also won a Cy Young for the Tampa Bay Rays, so he is one of the few pitchers. We'll find out during the break. New Snell will get it to us. How many pitchers have won now in both leagues? But he's one of those guys, so congratulations to him. In the MVP race in the NL, despite what we would like to say in the city in Southern California, that it went properly to Mookie Betts, a great season by a man who set a record with more than 70 stolen bases. Ronald Acuna Jr. was the NL MVP.
Congratulations.
Since we have a moment, can we now have Announcer Man? Do we have the audio of Announcer Man saying Ronald Acuna Jr.'s name? Can we play that?
Acuna.
All right, that was nice.
Why does he say it like that?
I have no idea, Dave. It's just what he says.
Pumbaa.
Just any name that starts with A, he does that. Also, Shohei Ohtani won for the American League. Congratulations. If only the Angels had another talent, another superstar, maybe they could have made the playoffs. I don't know.
You're listening to the Informal program.
All right, we're switching things up this week on the show. It is time to read your letters. You can message the show, informalprogram.com, and click on the area where it says contact us, or I don't know what it says, but okay, hang on a minute. Well, I'll just keep talking because this is the mailbox intro. It takes a while here. You can go there, and you'll find the mailbox. He's smiling. You can submit a word of the week. The committee will look at it. You can say, hey, or if you have my personal cell phone number, which I'm not giving out, you can message me. We have a letter. We have some letters this week. Appreciate all of you who wrote in saying different things. This one, some people had some issues with the computer. I think we need to put them out on social media, but somewhere in a chat thread with some fans of the show, we had a discussion about the computer's rankings. We didn't get to the computer's football rankings, but Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, 49ers, Ravens, and Dolphins were the top 6. And someone writes in here, says the Ravens are better than the Niners, which is probably true. Maybe very true. Someone else wrote in and said, I like the old format of the show better. That's kind of the joke, though, is which format, because we kind of have never had a format until both the unnamed Shadow Corporation came in with money and allowed us to spend more and hire a committee to give us the word of the week. We really didn't have a format, so I appreciate that as well. And someone else writes in here and says, lose the mustache, which is very strange because I don't know how.
What?
Lose the mustache?
Oh, so that was us. You're acknowledging you had one.
Oh, come on.
What do you think, for those of you out there, what do you think Daniel the host actually looks like? Informalprogram.com. You can email us. I'd like to know.
Yeah, many people may not have seen what I look like. I'd love to know. I don't have a mustache. Back to the show.
It's time for more informality on the Informal program with Daniel West.
We're back here on the Informal program, counting down the top 7 words of the week as chosen by the Word Assessing Committee.
Whoa! Big news, breaking news. Play the imaging.
All right, excuse me for a moment.
Are you sure about this?
Can we go live with that?
By the way, where are the script writers today?
They left for Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
We have a letter.
I was wondering, because normally there's what appears to be a half-decent script here. No disrespect to the 7 writers, but I came in this morning and it was like 90% was just ad lib in parentheses. And I was like, what happened? So they just left for the weekend and didn't say anything? That's what happened?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad we have such an organized staff here, that the writers of the show.
Well, I mean, come on, you did the show without writers for 4 years.
Right, but why do we hire writers? We could have taken some of this money they're making. Anyway. It's a splitting of revenues. If we don't need the writers, why did you hire the writers? We got a bunch of Anthony Rendones up here, taking up resources. No disrespect. I hope he gets well. All right, this coming from the News Snail, courtesy of the News Snail, reporting exclusively. Are you sure about this? Okay, all right. I'm going to just read verbatim from the News Snail scroll here. The News Snail has been sniffing around. Ooh, sniffing around. That's a good word. Sniffing around the Rose Bowl and has heard rumblings that Chip Kelly may be fired by the end of the season.
What?
Really? All right. You're reporting this exclusively. You're the first one to have this. Okay, Chip Kelly could be gone. Anything else? Okay, we have a show to do. We don't need all the imaging. Can we? Okay, hang on a minute. Excuse me. Y'all want to have another side conversation while the mailbox finishes loading? And also, the News Snail's right here. I keep saying this every week. There's a News Snail on the floor right here in the studio.
Letter.
I don't understand why he has the need to send me scrolls when he could just speak to me like he does right now. You said it before. Why? Because it's snail mail. Okay. Oh, so it's a joke. That's why we're derailing the show for a joke. The show is a joke. Okay. All right. He can go. He can just go for the day. He can take his Thanksgiving holiday early. That's cool. Ron Washington has been hired as the manager of the Los Angeles Angels. Really, I had not heard that before. Thank you, News Snail. All right. Time to get to number 5 on the words of the week. The word number 5 is the word shoulder, as in shoulder injury, as in season-ending shoulder injury for Deshaun Watson of the Cleveland Browns. Now, we're not getting into the unsavory allegations surrounding Deshaun Watson.
Oh, no, that's not good.
I'm just going to say on the field, the Browns paid him a lot of money. I believe the most money ever given to a quarterback. And for sure, the most guaranteed.
Yes.
He's got a fully guaranteed $230 million contract. And by our math, according to the News Snail who looked this up, he's played 12 games with the Browns.
Yes.
Which, according to the 230 divided by current games played, I believe that averages out to about basically $38 million for actual games played.
What?
He was played like a good half of football against the Ravens. They beat the Ravens, who were number 2 in the computer rankings last week, and now he is out for the season, which is typical Browns. But Dorian Thompson-Robinson, DTR, former UCLA quarterback, has now been thrown into the fire, and he will be the starter for Cleveland for the foreseeable future. If only they had another backup, say someone named Josh Dobbs. That would have been nice, but of course they don't, so that's what it is. Coming in at number 4 is the word neutral, as in we are stuck in neutral. As in we are stuck in neutral. That is why we are firing our head coach, Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher was the head coach at Texas A&M. They gave him a plaque at his introductory press conference that featured the national championship with a blank date because he was going to bring them a national championship. All he brought them was just basically what Texas A&M has always been since I've been alive. And after several mediocre seasons, he is out at Texas A&M. That's right. Unless you think that it was just the winner of the Ole Miss, or excuse me, Mississippi State. I know that's a penalty. Excuse me. It wasn't even out of my mouth, and the penalty assessing robot's looking at me. You need to chill. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, but just chill out. Lest you thought that just the winner of the Texas A&M Ole Miss. I did it again. I'm sorry. Mississippi State. I'm sorry, the Bulldogs. Lest you thought that just the winner got fired in that matchup, Jimbo Fisher losing his job. We're also sad to inform you that Zach Arnett, the loser of that game, also fired. So all the coaches involved in that game out of their jobs in the SEC. That's right. I'd like to talk more about Zach Arnett later because that was a rough situation he walked into. But I guess he did the best he could. Wasn't enough, but that's sad. We'll be back.
You're listening to The Informal Program. And now, live from the newsroom in Los Angeles, with unbiased journalism, here's your host, Bagman, with the 2-minute LA Sports Report. Here's Bagman.
It's about time that I was restored to my proper place as the voice of Los Angeles sports. The 5-minute LA Sports Show with Bagman was canceled. That's a whole different story, but I am back with 2 minutes within the Informal Program, which is an upgrade because this is the show that people listen to, and they need a voice of reason. While West is here opining about national news and being all nuanced, and I'm never going to offend anyone, I am here to tell the truth. The Lakers stink. Anthony Davis is old. Anthony Davis is older than LeBron right now. You heard me say it. Anthony Davis, he should walk out there with a cane. It was embarrassing last night. Sabonis just running all over him. I've had this take for a while. People are out here saying, Bagman, you're being too harsh on the purple team. Bagman, you're being too harsh. Shut up. What have they given us? Getting swept out of the Western Conference Final. A title in a bubble that no one got to experience there. How many playoff games, how many series has LeBron James clinched at Staples Center? I'll wait. How many Western Conference Finals games has LeBron James won in Staples Center? I'll wait. And by the way, I'm not calling it whatever crypto scam it is right now because that's going to bust in a year and they're going to have to change the name anyway. I'm done with this. What has LeBron James given us? The fans. Oh, we got a record. Ooh! I'm sorry, that makes up for everything. He got the record for the most points ever scored. Oh, and don't get me started on the Clippers. You better be glad I'm out of time.
It's time to start the second half on the Informal Program.
All right, we're back here on the Informal Program. I'm your host, Dan West. Thank you for listening. You can follow the show at Informal Program on Instagram, my personal account, at Dan West Radio. And keep up with the latest in the show at informalprogram.com. That's where you can find all of our current and past shows are available there, informalprogram.com, along with the Hall of Fame, how you can contact the show. It's all there, informalprogram.com. Not to mention the Informal Overflow, which we are going to be restarting very shortly, because 29 minutes just isn't enough for everything we want to cram into this show. So the Informal Overflow there as well. Informalprogram.com. Yes. It is your hub for all things informal. If you are a fan of the Informal Program, if you've never heard of the Informal Program, no matter who you are, you will find what you need to understand what we do here at informalprogram.com. It is time to continue with the words of the week. We left you off with number 4, which was the word neutral for stuck in neutral. That was the reasoning given by Texas A&M Athletic Director Ross Bjork.
Oh, sweet, huh?
I have no idea. I would not speculate on that, Dave. Anyway, a Swede? No, I'm pretty sure he's American. I'm moving on. He said that Texas A&M was stuck in neutral, and that's why they fired Jimbo Fisher, who, again, I will remind you, was given a plaque that said National Championship Jimbo Fisher, date TBD, at his introductory press conference. If that were me, if I had showed up to that, if someone gave me that, if we get to a level on the Informal Program where someone comes to us and says, hey, Daniel, crew, this right here is a Marconi Award. This is a what I don't know what podcasting has. The potties, I don't know.
The what?
What? I got caught up in the air. Anyway, you know, PODY. Get your head out of the gutter. Anyway, whatever they have there. If someone came with a blank plaque and said, hey, we're expecting this, I'd be like, okay, hang on a minute. I know that's the goal, but this seems a little bit weird. And for the record, Texas A&M, can we be honest, a little bit cultish. I'm going to say it. It might be a little dangerous. It might be a little bit, maybe it is a little too far. I'm just saying they bury all the previous dog mascots facing the stadium scoreboard. What? You have to dress the dog as ma'am. You know, they burn bonfires and okay. Anyway, just saying, it's a little weird. Coming in at number 3 is the word brawl, as in the NBA in-season tournament, which we discussed last week. got off to a wild start at Golden State in San Francisco when, while no points had still been scored, Klay Thompson was involved in a fight with a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves that ended with Draymond Green holding Rudy Gobert in a headlock.
What?
That's right. Draymond Green has since been suspended for 5 games. Really suspended 1 game for the headlock and 4 for being Draymond Green. Coming in at number 2 is the word band. And that's not B-A-N-D as in the bands on the field, Stanford. Oh, so they did write some jokes. Okay, very nice. The writers gave me something before they left. A nice joke about a game that was played 40 years ago. Not band, B-A-N-D, as in the band is on the field. How old are we? Kyle Stanford. Does anyone even know that reference? Informalprogram.com. Do you understand the band is on the field reference? I'm going to guess no. Maybe some of you do. Maybe the Stanford fans do, but who else? No, we mean banned as in no longer allowed to coach. Last week we discussed the story of Connor Stallions, the former Michigan assistant who committed espionage, basically. Whether or not it should be allowed in college football to scout, that's one thing. But he went too far when he brought the possum onto the field. We can all admit.
Yes.
Whatever Connor Stallions did in the past, when he brought the possum onto the field to scout a Big 12 game that had no bearing on the Big 10, on Michigan, that was too far. They caught the possum. They dragged him off. The possum later revealed himself to be an agent of Connor Stallions. That's when all this broke. He's gone. Now Jim Harbaugh has been suspended 3 games. And Jim Harbaugh is now saying that Michigan should be America's team because America loves an underdog. And I think that he is right. America loves an underdog who is number 3 in the nation and is considered maybe the best team. Maybe they just haven't played anyone. So keep your eye on Michigan, but keep your eyes not on the sidelines because Jim Harbaugh won't be there.
You're listening to the Informal Program.
"30 days has September, April, June, and I don't think that's right. I think the script is wrong.
30 days, yeah, that's not right.
Anyway, I'm just going off what the script says. Anyway, all the rest have 31. But if you missed a month in there, that month was November. If you do not realize that November is this month, then maybe you can join our friends at the November Awareness Society, dedicated to the preservation of the month of November as a month that exists between Halloween season and Christmas season. For more information on the November Awareness Committee, November Awareness Society, it's written 2 different ways here on the script, so I'm just going to say both of them. Pick up a calendar, find the month number 11, and that is for more information on November. The month has Thanksgiving, and that's about it. But still, we should treat it with respect. November Awareness Society, find it on a calendar, the month of November.
We are not bored, and we have scored. The Informal Program is back to wrap up, and we think you will be floored. Ha ha!
Yeah, I'm gonna rap. I don't like what rhymes with that.
Okay, thank you very much. That was...
Oh no, that's not good.
All right, quick for a recap here. I'm Daniel West. This is the Informal Program. The top 7 words of the week. If you liked the top 7, if you felt like we breathed a little bit more, let me know. Informalprogram.com or my personal cell if you have that. Informalprogram.com. You can leave us a message. Tell us how you like the show. This is an experiment with the committee. They thought I was struggling with 10. They said, we want you to be able to speak. They thought I was slurring my words because I was talking too fast. And they said,
Yes.
we'll help you out. So they went to the International Guild of Word Assessing People, and they had an extraordinary meeting, and they said, let's do 7. So coming at number 7 this week was the word how, as in the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have been outgained in every game, and the fan base wants their offensive coordinator fired, are still 6-3.
What?
Number 6 was the word awards for the Major League Baseball awards. Shohei Ohtani, AL MVP.
We are winners.
I think we're going to need something a little faster than that, John, because anyway.
Full of winners.
Yeah. Garrett Cole, Cy Young for the AL.
Full of winners.
That's right. Ronald Acuna.
Acuna.
Exactly what he said. NL MVP.
Full of winners.
And Blake Snell in the NL.
Full of winners.
Coming at number 5, the word shoulder, as in Deshaun Watson's shoulder, is busted. He's out for the season. glad they're not paying him a guaranteed contract or anything. Coming at number 4, the word neutral, as in Texas A&M was stuck in neutral. That's why they got rid of Jimbo Fisher. He's fired by the university. Here we go. Coming at number 3, the word brawl. Draymond Green suspended for being Draymond Green and also for putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock. And at number 2, the word banned, because Jim Harbaugh has officially been banned from the sidelines for 3 games for employing Connor Stallions, basically. That's essentially what it is. Now, there can only be one. John, hit me.
And now it's time for the informal program's Word of the Week.
Words. Week. Words. Week. Words. Week. Words.
Oh, yeah.
You know you love it.
Words.
Words. Week. Words. Week.
And now, the word of the week.
There can only be one word of the week, one word that sums up the week in sports better than any other, one word that we will look back on eons from now when we are looking through the archives of what happened on this particular week in sports that will echo through time and space. And that word, of course, is the word winless, as in with James Harden after the big NBA trade broken right here on the informal program by the News Snail. LeBron James. How many games in a row have the Los Angeles Clippers not won?
Not 2, not 3, not 4.
That's right. As of recording right now, that may change this evening, but as of speaking to you into microphones right now, the Los Angeles Clippers with James Harden have not won a single game.
Oh no, that's not good.
And Dave's laughing at me.
You like this trade? He did.
He did.
He said, do whatever you can with Kawhi. Paul George. He said it on air. He wanted James Harden. I'm sorry. Go on. I'm sorry. Go on with the show.
What am I supposed to say to that? It's true. Today's show has been loosely produced by Dave Rogers, audio engineering by John Beanie, research by the News Snail. I have been Daniel, the host. You have been the listeners. We will see you next week, maybe. Until then, have a wonderful evening. Bye.
This is the Informal Post Show.
Have you seen Tyrese Maxey? He leaves, and Maxey becomes the lead point guard. They have the best record in the East until they lost yesterday, or whatever day it was. And you said, trade for Harden.
I don't see what's so funny about this.
It's one of the worst takes you've ever had. I'm sorry. I'm trying here. I'm sorry. They're winless. They weren't. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. You said I need a point guard. You said that. James Harden.
Are you done?
Never.